How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane. I'm here to give you another Spy Family episode review and recap. Today's episode is episode 23, entitled The Unwavering Path. And before I go any further, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, be notified of more videos just like this. And my chair just kind of went down on me just a little bit. It just did it again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. But if you remember last time, we had the tennis tournament, which came off of the heels of Fiona Frost, aka Nightfall, meeting the Folger family for the first time, and this being a mission that she's trying to reestablish or establish some love lines with Loid. The tournament, they've had to deal with roided up freaks, old pros that apparently trained in the mountains, which is now funny given what Fiona does at the end of this episode. I'm glad I did a recap of what happened before I continued. Anywho, I also apologize for this not being on Saturday, but life and whatnot. So let's go ahead and go further into the beyond. So I like that this instantly started with the intro. I like it when I don't have to get recaps all the time in my shows, even though the recap is kind of my deal, but still, you understand what I'm saying, right? Let's just put that all the way down. So, we have Loid, coming in, batting the ball. He's the dents in the ground are following him, and he hits it. The boy, I can't figure out the boy's name, Carol or Kim, because intergender names, but he hits the ball, it goes into a dent, and Fiona comes up and smashes it. They are going along with their tricks and beating them. None of the tricks are working. And in character, Loid tells Fiona that her observation skills, judgment, and control are all perfect. I'm glad to have you on my side. And she kind of shivers and calls him darling, and this is the final set. She wishes it can go on forever, but unfortunately that cannot be. And she's like, he kind of almost snapped me back into being my old ways. And for whatever reason, Loid thinks, oh yeah, she's coming up with another plan already. She's on the ball. So anyway, the Campbell dad, he is pissed, and he's like, we're going to have to, it's time for them to use their final trick. They have a freaking sniper in the vents shooting rubber bullets at low velocity. So he does this. The boy does this dumb trick. I can't believe what I do. He goes, and Loid pays attention to it, sees the glint of the rifle. They're aiming at Fiona, tackles her to the ground. And they're all like, what's going on? He tackled his own partner. And the guy's like, did I miss, or did he get? And everybody, the ones who know about it wondered if he got hit. And he tells her, like, he does his shoulder, shows the rubber bullet, and tells her, it's okay. I got in a bulletproof vest just in case. And she's like, oh, he's always so prepared. Marry me, right? And she's like, well, we should tell the ref. And he's like, we probably can't tell the ref because everybody here is hired by Campbell. So probably they're all in on it. So we're going to have to just go ahead and just win. Ref asks if they're okay. And he's like, oh, I'm probably still hungover from last night, which is hilarious because everybody's like, he's been playing hungover with the announcer guy. The announcer in here is really good. So guy thinks the guy missed because he's like, we're just going to have to dodge and pay attention to the tails. He does the licky lick thing again. Loid does this weird thing as he's serving, and it missed. The guy missed, and he calls the floor dent team. By the way, they have wind now. I don't even know how I missed that, but they have wind blowing into the nets, which they use to their advantage. There is a net going up and down. That's why I wrote they went through all their tricks. So they're fighting with all this. So they're all going to go together, and Loid's like, their overconfidence is making them very easy to read. And now they call in Team BB. So the ball boys have these web shoes. They even do it like Spider-Man where they shoot BBs, which made Loid miss one a lob back, but he ends up parrying the BB, which the two ball boys like, what? He's like, we can see what they're doing, so we just gotta dodge that, work with this, and parry the crap that they're doing. Papa Campbell's telling Carol and Kim, you gotta stop them at high stakes in this underground tennis game. And Loid actually hits the ball and a bullet at the same time, which hits the boy in his gut. He's like, and the ref's like, no, like, are you all right? Nope, yep, I'm fine. Just, probably had some bad milk this morning. I got a stomach ache. And they're like, oh, he's been playing with a bad stomach. Wow, what's going on here? And he doesn't want to lose, but they're too good. Now, what I didn't mention earlier, all those things that came into play, super anime. Like, they're moving like they're ninjas. It's like some Naruto shit, and it's insane. By the way, Demon Loid did a smash. The phony pair, which is so funny, the phony pair win the entire thing. And the boy comes up to him and goes, you saw through all of our tricks, didn't you? He's like, this is the first time I'm actually really upset. He's literally crying. And he tells him, look, you're still young. From now on, hone your craft properly. And he grabs Loid by the hand. He's like, I'm going to improve my game. I promise you. He's like, I believe in you. And Fiona is like, not only did we successfully complete the mission, we also reformed one of our enemies. I love you. Skeetus. So the girl Campbell's like, this is so stupid. And Papa's even crying like, oh, we may have lost today, but we gained something along the way. And someone comes in and whispers to him, because now they can pick whatever they want. And they're there for that painting, Lady in the Sun. And Loid's trying to read the guy's lips. And it's like, okay. So after our break, they pick Lady in the Sun, going through a catalog. He's like, Campbell says, something came up. We can't give you that, but I will either make up the difference in money or you can pick something else. And they say, well, why don't you show us the other stuff, since we wanted that, but we'll go ahead and if you just show us the room where all the other stuff is then. And the painting is still in that room. As a matter of fact, the people who have come to get it are going to be there in 10 minutes. And Loid has actually whispered to her, all right, it figures that the other secret agency people have probably figured out what they got and figured out the code that's probably within the painting. So we're going to have to do this the other way. So all of a sudden she goes through and they're all like, wait, where's your husband? Oh, he's laying down, still kind of sick. And I'm thinking to myself, oh shit, he's disguised as the butler, isn't he? I called my shot, y'all. Let's see if I'm right. So they go through and picking stuff and they take the painting down. The butler opens it up and he's like, what are you doing all that for? He's like, I'm just trying to make sure I get everything straight. Again, I'm pretty sure he's the butler. She sat her bag down. Once you get to episode 23, which is where we're at, it's very easy to kind of pick up on how they're going to do it. It's just amazing that they're able to do this really fast. So after all is said and done, the butler gives the people that came to pick up the thing, and Mr. Campbell's like, I hope to work with you again. Go ahead and ask Mr. and Mrs. Phone if they actually want to play for our team as you're going to walk them out. And the butler only walks her out. No one paying attention to the fact the dude's not there. They get to the car, rip off a mask within a mask. And she's like, yeah, so what do you think? Should we quit the whole spy business and work for them? And Loid says, so what did you get, by the way? She got some weird trinket and a bunch of rings. So they're going to give it to Sylvia, handler, as a gift. Oops. As they're driving, they do a high five because he pulled it, because apparently within her bag was a duplicate fake of it. And on the painting itself was actually the code. The code wasn't inside of the frame. Thank goodness. They do a high five. He smiles. She's still her stoic facial expression, and she wonders if she proved that she was the best and that she was what's what I'm looking for, an asset for him. So she's like, I'll drive you home. He's like, no, you can let me off at the park. I don't want the neighbors seeing us and questioning that, and they'll probably report infidelity. Nah, we're not going to do all that. And she's like, you still don't see me? Is that what it is? And of course she agrees. So they get to the park. He rips off the original mask. And when he gets there, Anya, Yor, and Bon are actually still there. They're actually playing tennis again. And Fiona steps out of the car. And he's wondering, why is she stepping out? She greets Yor, kind of startles her. Anya's like, it's that lady, or calls her One-chan in Japanese. Bon comes over and greets Loid, which is wonderfully cute and adorable. I love that. And so she asks if Yor plays tennis, and she says, well, Anya's been obsessed with it ever since, Loid was practicing to play with you guys. And Anya says she is an expert in the home runs. Anya, please don't ever stop being adorable. The home runs in tennis. Loid says, we got really far today, thanks, we're right here. Thanks to you two, we got really far today in the competition. And Fiona's thinking like, oh, you think you helped him train? And Anya's asking, where's the fabulous prize? Which the fabulous prize they can't actually give to them. She makes a fist and calls Yor an arrogant woman. She's like, even I could. She's like, no. She's going to show that she's way more efficient than Yor, and says, you must be quite the player yourself. I want to have a match with you. And Loid's asking, Fiona, what are you doing? And she does the double speak talk that they do, saying, oh, I haven't got enough. She says, I want to verify how athletic she is for Operation Strix. Anya reads her mind. She's saying she's going to crush her heart to the last and make her lose her place in the Forger household. Anya envisioning Yor saying, I don't deserve to be your wife. You need someone who plays tennis. And Loid going, okay, that's why Anya. So, Yor wonders what's going on, and Loid says, Yor, you're free to say no. And she accepts. She has a feeling that she cannot run or lose this fight. And Anya reads her mind, and she imagines, Loid saying, oh, I want to marry someone that's really good at tennis. And of course, her agreeing to it. And so Anya's looking between both of them, right? And she thinks back to Becky telling her about Berlin in Love, the show that Becky loves, where the main protagonist, his fiance, meets his old friend growing up. And the girls are totally about to have a cat fight. And I love Anya's facial expressions throughout this whole entire episode, where she goes, Anya prefers cartoons. And she goes, oh, I finally understand, Becky. Anya likes a good fight too. They draw the lines in the sand, and there's no net, but this is super. The family is on the side. They're super tense. And she says, come with me with everything you have. And Loid says, Fiona, don't. And we get Anya going, huff, huff. And Yor says, no, she's right. It'll be rude for me to hold back against my opponent. So she gives it her all. We see the muscles tense on Yor's hand, and she gets ready to serve. Whew. Looks like she missed the ball. And Fiona's like, as I should have expected. I think she calls her Yor Briar. I don't think she calls her Yor Forger, but I know she calls her Yor. Might have called her Yor Briar. The ball hits the ground and splinters. Yor hit the ball so hard with the racket, she chopped it up. And apparently this isn't the first time it's happened. She's like, oh no, I've done it again. I destroyed it. I'm sorry, Mr. Ball. Puts it to the side, asks Anya for another ball. And Anya calls in Transporter of Officer Bond. Just Mr. Borf comes over and gets her another ball. And Fiona is even shocked. She's like, wait, what? Did I just see that? Did the ball just split into pieces? So Yor plans on giving it her all, but making sure she can at least hit the ball to her. Tosses up, hits it. This thing becomes a Dragon Ball style beam, and the ball goes from yellow to bright blue, and light flashes in Fiona's eyes, and she's looking, saying, wow, it hasn't even moved a millimeter. It's going straight. The trajectory is so beautiful. And she says, wait a minute, I can't be thinking about this. Even though it's heading straight out of bounds, I'm gonna have to hit it. and she hits it. She says, no matter what, if I don't pick up this rack at nightfall, you're going to die. So she picks it up and hits it, and the ball is heavy and it's pressing against it. Meanwhile, the family's on the side watching this. All mouths is up, just mouths open. She's still trying to hit. She's like, I got to do it. I have to move this rack. I can't let this woman steal him from you. You can't do that. And I'm thinking, you snooze, you lose. All right, you should have confessed your love a long time ago. Be gone. And as she hits it, she's daydreaming super hard. Like, we can, all these other things I didn't even bother writing because the scene was so intense. Her feet digs into the ground, breaking the dirt, and the racket explodes. Ball hits a tree and makes a direct hole in it. Everyone is in shock. Bond, Anya, Loid, and Yor's like, oh no. She's on her hands and knees. She's like, I lost completely. Completely dejected, void of color, as you will in those situations. And Yor comes up to make sure she's okay. And Loid goes, this is why I said don't. So she says, I'll admit right now that you're better than me. And she kind of does the anime thing where the hands come together. She's picking up dirt. And she says, but I request a revenge match against you, Mrs. Forger, in the future. Storms off, gets in the car, and drives off. Tears in her eyes. She's like, I'm never going to give up. We see both eyes for this. That's just how funny it is. And as if she made her mad. And Anya says, oh, Nechan's pretty energetic. And Loid says, I just think she's passionate about tennis. And he's thinking, I hope Yor doesn't get too suspicious about this. And thinks, well, this is a marriage convenience. And I'm like, sure, bro. And she goes up to Loid and goes, Loid-san, I won. Yeah, congratulations. I won. Yes, you did. And she walks off. Good for you, Yor. You know what you were winning for. You won for your man. And Loid's like, I'm really tired. He even said in the car, I feel exhausted. And Anya just kind of look up with those big eyes that Anya has with the dots. And she's just looking at everything. And Bond is with her looking along. She says, Papa, I'm hungry. Sorry, do you mind if we get takeout? Borf. Next day, Secret HQ. Sylvia is going to give the analysis of what they found. Loid's like, where is Nightfall? Oh, she's holed up in the mountains perfecting her swing. All right. So the code was really easy to crack. Hands her a journal. They already sent agents there to get all the goods. And in the journal, it reads August 21st. He put something in a dangerous in the depository. All read from this guy's voice. Photographs of a young actress. And was like, wait, huh? He loves all forms of theater, but prefers comedic musicals over tragic opera. But he likes the ones with the young ladies and wants to support them. He is so obsessed that his wife once beat him to a pulp, which we see her beat him to a pulp. And he brings her with him to one of these musicals, and she didn't get it at all. So she made him get rid of everything, but he couldn't get rid of the rare photos. So he hid that and any other things that could ignite war down in the depository, in the basement depository. And Loid goes, wait, he didn't mean war between East and West. Sylvia finishes, he meant war between husband and wife. And the old man, remember the old man that would have got Loid killed because he's a dummy? He says, before the war, someone had ended up inviting him to go to a musical theater or something like that. And he said, don't tell my wife. And so when he went, that's where all of this ignited. And people probably thought, oh, he has secrets and he doesn't want to, he can't let anybody know. And Loid is frantically looking through this journal. Like, there has to be something, because he did all of this work, all of this time to get something. There has to be something there. Sylvia smiles, does one of these, and she's looking off and says, wait. And she says, there's nothing to reignite the war. And that's more than enough this time. They don't want war to start. That's why they do their jobs. And they're just happy that it's nothing. Better to do all this work and find something that's really nothing than to not have done anything and something ignited. So Lloyd smiles as well, puts the book down, and the photo comes out. And he picks it up, and the old guy says, in the end, the colonel remained a family man. He took his secret to his grave to protect his family. Sylvia says, if he really loved his wife and daughter, he would have just gotten rid of the pictures. They're so creepy. And the guy goes, you just don't get it. Rare is still rare. And the picture's cute. You got the wife looking, she has a little mean face, like, but she's blushing. The colonel's all smiles as he holding her and holding his daughter, who's obviously, I guess, an adult, but she definitely looks like a mix between the both of them because she has her dad's nose and she's just kind of blushing as well. You can tell this dude actually really loved his family. He's just super passionate about theater and the young actresses that are in them. Lloyd says it must be difficult to maintain a family, and on the way out, he gets some apple tarts and some caramel cake. And back at the house, her hair is down. It's not in that usual way she has it up. Her hair is down, and she's looking out of the window while Anya plays with Bond. There is layering. You can just tell. It's love there, baby. It's love there. At the end of the credits, Fiona Frost Nightfall is in the mountains swinging a metal racket over and over again, scaring the shit out of bears, deer, and other wildlife there. Next episode is going to be a shopping spree with the wife and Becky and Anya. I'm all here for it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to get this episode because of the high speed action on both ends of the episode, like towards the beginning and towards this part. This will get. It's a 4.5. It's bordering on a 5. I actually really enjoyed this episode. It's a shame that I got to it a day late, but I really, really enjoyed this episode. I'm so close to giving it a 5. It's pretty dang good. I like, again, self-contained, and it's a great follow-up. These last 3 episodes going all together, really, really good. I'm all in. I really like it. I really appreciate it. It gets a 4.5, but the whole arc itself, that's a 5. That's really good. That's really, really good. I enjoyed this. It was more of a, I don't want to say it was more of a better meeting than when we first met Yuri, but it is quite impactful, especially given that both Yor and Lloyd don't realize, are very oblivious to Yuri doesn't really like him because he feels like he's stealing you away from him. You realize Fiona actually wants you and is trying to push her out. Regardless of all of this, really great episode. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos like this one. As always, guys, thank you for taking some time out to listen to me. Please be good, be blessed. Wash those hands. Be safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Be good to yourselves. Be good to others. Either way it goes, don't be a jerk. And like I always tell you, there's someone out there that cares about you, all right? There's someone that rather talk to you today than mourn you and miss you tomorrow. So if you need someone to talk to, hey, my social medias are right down there. Feel free. Add me. Send me a message. Talk to me. I'll talk back to you. I promise you. All right. So with all that, I thank you once more. I hope you all had a good and safe weekend. And until next time, I'll be seeing you.